And good evening, guys and girls, YouTube community. You know what it is. Lex Anderson, Sports Opinion Log, North Carolina versus Louisville. And what better time than to say happy birthday to fellow alumni, the greatest of all time, the GOAT, Michael Jordan. Woo! You know, I wish I had some confetti, honestly, because I would throw it in the air and say happy birthday. If I had a voice, I would even sing happy birthday, but I'm not going to do that because I don't really have a singing voice. Happy 55th birthday, Michael Jordan, the best that ever played the game. But did you know that on his birthday, Michael Jordan averaged 31.5 points on his birthday? He has the highest points per game in the NBA Finals series at 41 points a game in 1993, dropped 40 points in 4 straight games. He's one of 3 players to have 200 steals and 100 blocks in the same season. Other 2 would be Hakeem Olajuwon and Scottie Pippen, and he's the only player to do it twice. His 893 blocks are the most by an NBA point guard in NBA history. And, you know, I was talking to someone about the greatness of Michael Jordan, and I think we fail to realize how great Michael Jordan really is. I know one thing's for sure, growing up with his commercials, unfortunately, I only have the power of the spoken word at my disposal. So please, if you're viewing this video, just do the homework. Go to YouTube, type in Michael Jordan commercials with Spike Lee. Like, they were amazing, funny, artistic. And those are truly throwback classic, great stuff. And, you know, if you want to get your fashion on, it definitely spoke to an era that, you know, Jordans, the J's, it still lives on today. Even in 2018, Jordan's brand was so strong that he was able to actually break away from Nike and become his own man in the sneaker game. And he's a minority owner of the Charlotte Bobcats. So many legendary things about him. I mean, like, you know, I remember one time they were down by 20 points against the Utah Jazz. Jordan drops 20 in the 4th. They beat him in regulation. All those dunks. And, you know, this is where I have to talk about the importance of Michael Jordan. Not just the dunk from the free throw line, but the prowess and domination that Jordan displayed with his dunks. Jordan dunked on people. Jordan dunked on Hakeem Olajuwon, Alonzo Mourning, even Shaq got one. And LeBron, you know, he has powerful dunks, but has LeBron ever really dunked on anyone other than Rajon Rondo in the playoffs? That was hilarious. But, you know, LeBron, yeah, nice fast breakaway dunks, but you show your dominance when you're dunking on your opponent. You know, shout out to Kobe Bryant. Like, who hasn't Kobe Bryant dunked on? But again, we're talking about Jordan. So, you know, jumping from the free throw line was great and was the mold for the Air Jordan emblem. But Jordan would bring it. Greg Ostertag, yeah, he took a dunk too. Patrick Ewing, you know, multiple times. And other hapless Knicks as he was, stepping on the Knicks' back to, do what he did best. Get to the NBA Finals, which he did 3 times in a row, twice. Perfect 6-0 in the NBA Finals, and was MVP each and every time. Like, think about it. There was actually talk that LeBron James, when the Cavs lost to the Golden State Warriors in 2015, there was actually talk that LeBron could potentially be the second MVP in NBA history who actually lost the finals. Thankfully, that, scarlet letter wasn't attached to LeBron James' name, because that would have honestly been horrible. So basically, I did a quick breakdown, because, it's all about the stats, which is my sword and shield. So I was talking to someone, and I had to make them understand how great Jordan truly, really is and was. Jordan held off the West Coast. The Portland Trail Blazers, Clyde the Glide Drexler, Kevin Duckworth, like Jerome Kersey, those guys were dangerous, man. Barkley with those Suns, that was a dangerous team. And of course, the last two championships over the Utah Jazz, who consistently ran a scheme that you couldn't defend, the pick and roll, Stockton and Malone. Again, go to YouTube, go to Google, Stockton and Malone, pick and roll, check it out. There was actually, the West Coast has always had great play. The West Coast has always had that firepower. And let me show you how he held off the West and how the NBA landscape kind of changed forever when he stopped playing. And we're not going to talk about when he stopped playing with the Wizards, because no one really looks at Jordan's career with the Wizards. People remember him for the last time he played with the Bulls in '98. They remember the 2-year hiatus he took in between, in which the Houston Rockets walked away with the championship over the Knicks. You see that? Jordan retires. The Knicks and Pacers each had a chance to become an NBA champion and secure their place in history, but they fell to the West. The Knicks fell to the Spurs, but we do know that the Knicks did lose to the Spurs when Jordan wasn't playing. So he returned, and the Knicks never recaptured or reclaimed anything except, heartbreaking postseason losses. So let's look at Jordan from when he left the Bulls in 1998. 99, Spurs. The three-peat, LA Lakers, LA all day, every day, you know how we do. The three-peat, 2000 to 2002. 2003, we get upended by the Spurs. 2004, it's the Pistons. 2005, it's the Spurs who beat the Pistons because the players were mentally weak about Larry Brown leaving the team. 2006, Miami Heat. 2007, 2006 Miami Heat. That was over the Dallas Mavericks, which David Stern had issues with Mark Cuban voicing his opinion and drawing all these six-figure fines, which he happily paid because he was a billionaire, thanks to one of his radio websites being bought by Yahoo at the time. So the fact that Dwayne Wade went to the free throw line, an NBA final record 25 times, that just showed, that was David Stern's way of showing Mark Cuban, the league runs this city. Your team is at our mercy. So unfortunately, Mark Cuban's mouth, his team had to pay the price, and that's when the Heat got their first championship. Of course, Shaq had left, he wasn't a trader, he wasn't re-signed. So we'll just leave it at that. But then 2007 Spurs, 2008 Celtics, 2009 and 10, the Lakers do it again back to back. 2011, the Mavericks over the Miami Heat. Remember, we have the new Big Three. That's when Big Threes became in vogue, even though Big Threes have been around since the dawn of the NBA, or I should say the dawn of the modern day era NBA. Okay, 2012, 2013, right? The Big Three. LeBron and them, they come back, they go back to back. And unfortunately, people want to act like LeBron never won anything, but clearly he's here in NBA history as being an NBA champion. What's the problem? I don't know. People are just haters. That's sad. 2014, the Spurs go on a revenge tour and beat the defending champion Heat. And it's amazing that no one ever points out that this was the NBA Finals, which was the most lopsided margin of victory. I'll never understand why the Miami Heat re-signed Bosh after this particular season, because that's when, LeBron went back to Cleveland, this Big Three breaks up, and Tim Duncan pretty much had his way with Bosh, who averaged around I believe 9 to 10 points in that series, but he was rewarded with over $100 million. Remember when the Houston Rockets offered him $96 million, but then fortunately or unfortunately, depending on what side you're on, but when it comes to health, it's a serious matter. Chris Bosh had the issues with the blood clots. I heard he's looking to come back. I don't think he should do it because, again, here's another did you know, but did you know that the NBA, even with only 82 games, their players have the longest time in the air travel-wise on planes? So if I was Bosh, the $100 million plus money you got is insured. Just enjoy your life. You're an NBA champion. Your place in history is secured. Okay, 2015, here we go. Golden State Warriors. 2016, thanks to the help of the referees, the Cavs, and the Game 7 goes down. Klay Thompson drops all of 14 points, and the Cavs take the championship. And this was really critical because the 72-10 record was taken down. It became 73-9, and the Warriors had the potential to be the greatest team in NBA history, and because they lost this series as defending champions, they will never be considered one of the greatest teams to have ever played. But of course, what was the most telling about this season was that the Warriors overcame a 3-1 lead to Oklahoma City, and that led to the breakup of Durant and Westbrook, who then became a bandwagon biatch, joins the Warriors as a free agent, and he fulfilled his destiny pretty much. Averaged 35 points a game in the NBA Finals. They crush the Cavaliers. The referees couldn't really save him in this one. They beat him in 6 games. And there you have it. So the tally is, since Jordan left the Bulls in 1998, the West have won 13 championships. The East has only won 6. And it also shows during this All-Star weekend. Tomorrow, it will be an intermingling of the East and Western of the Eastern and Western Conference, because the last two seasons, the West was intent on dropping 200+ points on the East. Wow. Okay. So much disrespect. It's funny. Before, people used to say the players don't go hard. Fans, former players would say that the players don't play hard enough. But then you have the West trying to drop 200 points, and then all of a sudden, oh, there's too much offense, not enough defense. You know what? We're done being critical. But if you like critical, do the right thing. Subscribe to this video. Help yourself. The subscribe button is right there on the right. Thumbs up if you bring your finger back to the video. Type in a comment below. Follow my sports group at the Sports Opinion Log. I'm pretty much there almost every day, scrolling and sharing and spreading the good word, and the knowledge, being the historian on my channel, letting the people know who've become recent fans or can't think past 2010. Yes, there was actually an NBA back in the days, back in the early 90s, when Ish was really jumping and pumping and popping. And speaking of popping, don't forget that this video is sponsored by my hair company at Celebrity Hair Core. Guys, if you're looking for the perfect gift for your girl, check out our grade 10A diamond level hair extensions or bundles, whatever you want to call them. We got them. And make sure to follow us on Twitter at Celeb Hair Core as well. But yes, the NBA's been around for some time, 50+ years. Jordan held it down. Once again, alumni, North Carolina, who is currently still dismantling Louisville. I'm going to see what I can salvage from the dunk contest, which has been crappy far too frequently the last, 3 out of 4 years. So we'll see what's going on, but you can definitely make sure I will be here tomorrow, ready for the All-Star game and the festivities. Oh, LA 2011, take me back, right? TMB, whatever. Take me back. Los Angeles, the glitz, the glamour. Oh, I'm seeing a highlight of Jordan dunking in the North Carolina jersey right now. Well, you know what it's time for me to do. Yeah, I'm going to pop my collar and sign out. 1 and 2.